Welcome back to Studio 701. So establishing a workspace that's comfortable can actually lead to more productivity.
We're going to learn how small adjustments in our workstations can actually help with productivity and maybe prevent injuries.
And in today's well-being, sponsored by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, we are welcoming Jeannie DeCray. She's a physical therapist at CHI St. Alexis, and she's going to tell us more about ergonomics. Welcome to the show, Jeannie.
Hey, great to be here, and I love the fact that you guys did a stretch as you ended. I think at the end of the day it comes down to two things: looking at your posture and getting up and moving and not being in one position for too long.
Right, and so you're talking about posture and moving, so is that ergonomics, or can you let us know, like, what are ergonomics and what really can be the benefits of introducing it into your workplace?
Absolutely. About 35% of work comp claims that come into North Dakota WSI are related to ergonomics and musculoskeletal injuries that could have been prevented by better positioning. And ergonomics really comes down to trying to make sure that the workplace fits the worker rather than trying to make the worker fit into the space that's given to them.
It's interesting. I'd never heard of it until this segment, so I'm glad to learn all about this. And you're going to have a little demonstration, and guess who is showing up to be a model? Our very own Natalie Gomez.
Hi, Jeannie. Okay. So I'm just a model today, okay, guys?
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, you are born to be that role, Natalie.
Oh, stop.
But Jeannie, can you tell us what you see when you look at most people's office chairs and how they're sitting?
I think most people get into their office spaces and they just kind of take the situation where it is. They don't take enough time, or they don't have any guidance to help figure out how to adjust them. And you know what, if you get into somebody else's car, hopefully you're going to adjust the seat, hopefully you're going to adjust the mirrors. It really should be the same for everybody. As I look at people, and I'm vertically challenged at about 5'2", most office spaces are set up for people who are about 5'10". So my difficulties are going to be a lot different than Jeff's are going to be. He probably fits into those spaces really well. But for either people who are extra tall or extra short, it's really a challenge. And I think probably sitting, the chair is a really good, most important first piece. So I'm really thrilled that Natalie was willing to kind of share her experience and her two chairs, which are quite different after she started investigating to kind of be a model with this.
Yeah, so Jeannie is mentioning these two chairs because this is actually my old office chair. And this is my new one, and I requested a new chair after I started learning more about ergonomics, and that's actually how we got Jeannie to come on the show. But why don't we start off with the first chair? I mean, what is like the first thing that you notice that there may be something wrong with it?
The biggest thing is that there's very minimal adjustments. The only way to adjust the height of the chair is to spin the seat up or down. And if people get in and out of their office space the same way every time, eventually you're either going to elevate your seat and be dangling, or you're going to be down at the floor. So it's kind of really important to be cognizant of that. This chair actually does have an adjustable backrest. Pretty simplistic, just kind of the knob on the back opens up and will allow it to come up and down. But it doesn't have armrests. It doesn't have any adjustability for either the seat back or the seat pan. So Natalie found a different chair, and this is a very nice Herman Miller chair. The first thing we noticed when we looked at it is that if you have a chair like this, the cowl on the back, it's a little bit of a braille system. There's either 1, 2, or 3 little bumps there, and she's got the tall girl chair, but it actually fits her pretty well. Let me have you turn sideways to the camera. That my goal for people is really threefold for looking at the fit. The seat pan should be adequate to have a couple of fingers worth of space from the front edge of the chair to the back of the leg. The lumbar support should really be sitting right at a person's natural belt line. And with Natalie's chair, and it was just one of those nicely hidden features, this is a little bit low. So when we bring it up and we put it into her belt line,
Oh,
her
wow, look
initial
at that.
response
Natalie
was,
is so tall and her hair is so long. And her chair is so nice.
You know, it wasn't until this morning that I found out about this cool feature, and I can already feel the support. I was telling Jeannie that, you know, there was a gap here, and she goes, well, let me fix that for you. And here we are. Here's that
there we
lumbar
are.
support.
It just looks like it feels better, and we have to go, so we are going to have more of this on our social media, I think, after the show, if you're willing, Jeannie. But this has been Wellbeing, sponsored by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Thank you so much, Jeannie and Natalie. And for more information about ergonomics, contact Jeannie directly, and you can see her information there on the screen.
That's right.